What up, y'all? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we always start this show by being transparent. Yesterday, another good day in the books, man. Under 219. It looked ugly out the gate, but it got a little bit better as the game went on, and we got there. That was a 5% play for me. So things continue to go well. Um, all basketball in 2026 now, finally over the 100 unit mark, 104.58 units, all basketball 2026, and playoffs now 31 and 13. So try to keep that going. Vino, I'm pretty sure you had a good day yesterday too, and it's great to be back with you.
Yeah, we did ski. We had the same play. We talked about it yesterday. Under the total, full game total with San Antonio, Oklahoma City. Just these game sixes just continue to go under. 7 of 9 now in these playoffs. Oklahoma City had to tighten up a little bit and start missing shots for us to get there. I think it took an over 14 run out of OKC in the third quarter, but it is what it is. It got home. I did some quick math here, Ski. Overall, if you want to combine what we've done here, the 45-23 package, and believe me, guys, we'll talk about this later, but Ski is absolutely red hot. I think I'm doing great. I'm fourth on the leaderboard at WagerTalk.com. Together, we are 81 wins, 49 down, so we're plus 32 wins. And as far as units are concerned, we're now up 81 units since April 18th. Today's May 29th, so that's 5.5 weeks, 81 units. Not too bad. I'm telling you, that promo's going down in history, Ski.
Yeah, it's going in the books. 45 and 23, put us in the Raptors, man.
Yeah. They need to hang those jerseys for us.
All right, let's see if we got to finish strong. Let's finish strong. Let's see if we can get to 100 between the both of us. And we won't get there today, but we do have some WNBA to talk about. We have 4 games. We'll start at the top. That looks like Minnesota and Chicago. And actually, my bad, you guys. I forgot to pull up one of my resources here just so I can have everything I need. So Minnesota opened up minus, I'm not sure that's the real opener, -5. Right now, I see 4, pretty much 4 is a consensus. There are a few 4.5s out there. Total right around the opener. For Minnesota, Fee and Dorka remain out. For Chicago, man, it just keeps getting longer and longer on the injury report. I mean, it sucks. This team looked really good on paper, and now it's just you're already missing Rakia, no Sloot, no Gabby Jaquez, no Dejanay. Now you have Natasha and Cardosa game time decision. I mean, team just falling apart for Chicago. Um, Minnesota, I mean, they're just like I notice it's a little bit of a different team from last year, but they still just feel like a well-oiled machine. I mean, when you have Coach Reeve and you have, a rookie as good as Olivia Miles, to go along with some of these other players, I mean, they they just look like a well-oiled machine to me. It's hard for me to see the Lynx, not having success scoring the ball at the very least here. Um, I'm not sure. I mean, Lynx seem like the right side to me here, Vino. Is there any way you could talk me off that, or are you looking at the total here?
I did look at the total. Obviously, Chicago's a little bit of a different team too, right? They're playing as fast can be. 111 to 104 the other night with Toronto. That's like an NBA score in a WNBA game. Toronto had all kinds of success up and down their lineup, shooting the basketball and scoring. In that game, Camila Cardoso came out after 21 minutes. I think she might have began that illness that night because her stat line was weak, only took 5 shots, only scored 2 points. So we'll see. Again, there's a little bit of this illness out there inside these locker rooms. You mentioned it in the injury report there with Natasha Cloud, who actually had a good game the other night. This one in particular, though, Ski, I had to go back and look. This one was played last Saturday. And Minnesota had 52 points at halftime in this game. And then, for various reasons, I don't know, just couldn't find the hoop or whatever. They only scored 33 in the second half, win the game 85-75 right here in Chicago with pretty much a healthy Chicago team. I mean, Rakia wasn't in that game, but Jaquez was, Cloud was, Cardoso was. They were all there. 85-75 Minnesota. Minnesota got to 85 points, shooting 4 of 16 from three, only 25%. And like I say, 52 at half and just a nosedive in the second half. I wouldn't expect that to happen again. Watching Minnesota this year, they just have become a higher scoring team. They move a lot faster with Olivia Miles at the point. And where the Cardosa, questionable tag is concerned, just thinking it through my head, with her, probably points. Without her, probably more points because Olivia Miles attacks the rim and the Lynx attack the rim. So if Cardosa isn't there, it's on Elizabeth Williams to do all the work. I think either way, it becomes high scoring, but I would especially focus in on the Minnesota team total, 88 and a half. Like I say, they got to 85 right here last Saturday by going ice cold in the second half and only hitting 25% of their threes. I'd have to imagine those numbers come up a little. This wasn't that big of a road trip. They were home the other night, Minnesota, Chicago, not that big a deal. So for me, I do like points, but I think I like to trust Minnesota and their healthier lineup. Their side of the points here, maybe team total with the Lynx.
Yeah, that makes sense to trust their side and also to not have to, trust, play against their defense. That's a good way to do it there. Mercury and Liberty open up -6 down to 5 or 5.5, and the total right around the opener of 170 and a half. Dewana Bonner game time. No Sammy Whitcomb. McConney is in the lineup though. She's back for New York. Sabrina is out. Looks like they got a lot healthier though. Outside of that, these teams did just play. I'm gonna pass this one to you first, Vino. My bad. My thing is taking a while to load up here. What do you have on Mercury and Liberty?
Yeah, we have back to backs here in New York. Phoenix was here Wednesday. McConney came back for that game. Was her first game back at the point. I think they'll get better. I know that there were a couple of quotes out of Phoenix players about a week ago that suggested when they get healthy and have the system totally have a good grasp of the system totally with their projected starting lineup or preseason projected starting lineup, that they would be better offensively. The other night wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. 84-74 went to New York. Marina Johannes went crazy. And when you're missing Sabrina, Johannes is not a bad backup to have here because she can shoot it and she can score like she did the other night in that game, 21 points. Terrific from three, 7 of 9. New York's just loaded with scoring options. Lainey Hamilton came back the other night, first game back, like 13 minutes off the bench. A lot of scoring opportunities here for New York. The question is, I think Phoenix can get a little more than the 74 that they had the other night. And I kind of do, Skee. They didn't shoot it all that well. Alyssa Thomas didn't have a particularly normal Alyssa Thomas type game. I think all of that can get better. I remember when we had this game on Wednesday, I said, maybe I'll just look at this one and counter punch on Friday. And I think it's time for me to get involved here. I see the total did climb a couple of points here. We're staring at, I think, 170 and a half rather than the opener, which was 168 and a half. That's correct, right? Yeah, 168 and a half. I still think this one makes 170 and a half. New York hasn't shown a great tendency to play defense this year so far. Gave up a lot of points to Portland 2-3 times. And here against Phoenix, I just feel like they're going to score. Phoenix should get theirs. I think 170 and a half is a little bit light. I see this one more in the 174 range. So for me, it could possibly be a play here on full game total over 170 and a half.
Yeah, I'll actually leave this one with you on that one. I don't really have a strong opinion at all on that game. The next one, I do though. The next one is Sparks and Mystics opened up -2 for Washington, still 2 or 2.5 total. It says the opener 165 and a half, but man, it was higher than that yesterday. It was like 170 and a half. So I got to get some better openers than what I'm looking at right now. It was 170 and a half, I believe, and just continued to go down. 165 and a half is what I'm looking at right now. And Kelsey Plum out, Fegan game time decision for Washington. I don't see anybody on the injury report. I know that because I played this game and I got 169.5, and I played under for a lot of different reasons, but mostly, I mean, you have a Sparks team coming off Kelsey Plum having 38 points, Kelsey Plum really being everything for this team, then getting hurt in practice and being out. I mean, that's a big chunk of offense missing. The defense also should get better because she's not a really good defender at all. So I think that's just a major hit offensively for LA. And for the Washington side, they're just not a team that shoots the ball well. Like I don't know if they've shot the ball better than well, they might have one game where they shot the ball better than 30% from three this season. Like they're just not good shooters. So I see a scenario where LA has enough size to, keep them from going crazy in the paint and forcing them to chuck those threes. And the Sparks struggle to score. So I did play this one under 169.5. I honestly still think it stays under this 165.5 number. What do you think, Vino?
Well, I'm in total agreement that I mean, Kelsey Plum was playing like the MVP of the first 5 games of the league. She has been tremendous for this team. And actually, their last game, they haven't played in a while. They haven't played since the 23rd. So that's 6 days off to fly cross country to play Washington. And NECA did not play in their most recent game against Las Vegas, where they scored 101 against Las Vegas, 101-95. LA had been on a run where they played 4 games, 99, 96, 97, 101. And most of that was just Plum in that offense. They did get Ariel Atkins back during that 4 game stretch, which helps offensively a little bit. But the defense, like you say, it wasn't there with Kelsey Plum. Maybe it gets a little bit better here. And I'm also in total agreement with Washington. I'll add to it the fact that Skee, as I go through these numbers, and I do my little potential points thing. But field goal attempts in Washington Mystics games are just not there. There are no, I shouldn't say no, because obviously there are some shots on the basket in Washington Mystics games, but their games feature the lowest number of total field goal attempts per game. They're a slow paced team. They're an interior based team. You talk about how they can't shoot. If not for Citron, I don't know that there's a backcourt player or a wing. I mean, Kiki's a pretty good, mid range shooter, but they just don't have shooters. They have to win inside. They did the other night against Seattle in their rematch against Seattle, battled them 78-64. They're pretty much all defense, and the defense isn't even that good, and slow offense based upon, players in the middle. NECA comes back tonight. I could see Washington getting bottled up a little bit here too. So you said you'd leave the last game with me. I'll leave this one with you, but I can't disagree with playing this thing under. Just seeing the style of play that Washington has, it's conducive to unders. And without Kelsey Plum, I want to see what LA looks like without her, because she's been terrific so far this season.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be pretty. I'll tell you that right now. So hopefully it's not pretty for my sake, as my bet. Last one, Dream and Fire. Open up minus 8.5. I see mostly nines. There are still some 8.5s out there actually. Total right around the opener of 164. And looking at the injuries, Bree still out for the Dream. Um, Barker and Carlton game time for Portland. Um, Man, I have a hard time with this Portland team. They play hard. They play good defense, but I don't know. I look at this team and I just don't see the most talent. I see a couple players who've been playing well though. Carla, we know what Bridget can do. So if she's not out there, that'll be a big loss. I feel like the Dream, and I'd have to go double check, but I feel like the Dream are off of an embarrassing game, or just off of a game they were supposed to win. And I think that it's about time for the Dream to get right. So they're obviously definitely the more talented team. I think they're more than capable of winning by double digits on the road. What do you think, Vino?
Yeah, I'm with you when you said that you think it's time for the Dream to get right. And I talked about it the other day. They're still not shooting well. Ski. They lost to Minnesota the other night. It was in Minnesota. Atlanta was the favorite. Minnesota beat them by 15. Um, Couple of things. I look at this team and I wonder at some point they're going to shoot it well. Ryan Howard really hasn't gotten on track yet. Gray has been pretty good. Jordan Canada hasn't gotten untracked yet. They've got interior pieces that can rebound and get second chances and score. I look at Atlanta and here's what I see as their results, Ski. And all of this based on the fact that my line of thinking is they haven't shot well at all. I think they're 10th in the league in field goal percentage, somewhere around it's less than 43% right now. They should be better than that. But they've scored 91, 84, 86, 82, 81. And one game they scored 77 against Dallas. But they're right in tonight, their team total is 86 and a half. They're right in that range for the most part every game without shooting well. And when I go back to Portland, I see that they've allowed 90 plus 4 times. And so I don't know. I just feel like off of the loss with so much of a ceiling and so much potential for Atlanta shooting to get better, especially against this defense. And you did mention Bridget Carlton, who's been great so far for Portland, one of their leaders. I don't know. I think that Atlanta does get going here tonight. This is the first of back to backs for Portland. They get Indiana tomorrow night. Could be a troublesome back to back if you ask me. I think Indiana off the loss might come in there tomorrow night and do some damage too. But for this one, I just focused in on the team total on the Atlanta side, 86 and a half. I think we're getting a little bit of a bargain there. That's the way I see it. That's the way I played it.
If the Dream score 86 and a half, they cover this game in my mind because I don't know. Dream, I guess Dream or Dream Team total over. I don't know. This one's starting to become a headache. The Dream defense has been consistent. I will say that. We have Mark saying Portland team total under. I could see that happening for sure. Especially, maybe Bridget doesn't play too. I could definitely see that. The one thing for me, Vino, the Dream, like they got capable scorers. They just play so slow to me. Like they just take so much time to get. I don't know. When I was watching their last game, the first half, it was like just so methodical. And then when they get down by, you know, 20, 15, 20, now they want to run. You know what I'm saying? Minnesota was pushing the pace for that game. So that worries me for dream overs. Um, yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Casey says, if anyone on the fire sits, they ain't getting a 70. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. All right, Vino. I think we did a solid job. We had the 4 games here. Um, Before we get to best bets, let's get our usual promos. Let's go ahead and put the one that's going in the Hall of Fame. We might as well put it up there again. Double the NBA Core Vision. 3 days for $59. Actually, this is not the one going in the Hall of Fame. It's the full season package, but this is one where you can check us out. Um, if you're still not a believer, I mean, we gave you the stats. If you say, I don't know, I still just let me give me 3 days to see what they can do. This is a good way to take advantage. You'll get the plays that Rob and I release for just $59. And then I will put this one up there. Buy WNBA, get the rest of NBA playoffs for free. And NBA, I know that one, Vino. Yeah, you buy WNBA, get the rest of the playoffs for free, and playoffs have been, really well. Like I said, 31-13 so far. And WNBA also going really well. Basketball in 2026 up over 100 units. So this is another way to get involved with that. On that note, Vino, I'm going to pass it back to you. Ask you if there's anything else you'd like to promote. Feel free. If you have a best bet for the show, we'd love to hear it. If you don't, it's all good.
Yeah, you know what? For those of you who don't have odds logic, since the guy was screaming "final" at me, that's what that noise was. That was the odds logic voice telling me that a tennis match just went final. Um, odds logic, a great line service. I know Skee and I both using it. You can contact WagerTalk.com, find a way to a free trial. And if you're betting these games every day, guys, I'd recommend it. I mean, you almost can't do without it once you get it. As far as best bets are concerned, Ski, yeah, I'm going to leave one today because I like a lot of things in the WNBA today. It's the first day I've really had multiple plays involving this league. But I think the Phoenix New York game is priced a little bit light where total is concerned, 170.5. I think Phoenix will be in a better groove here tonight. Offensively, New York hasn't shown me the capability to play a lot of defense. There are points when you watch them ski where they just look old and not as quick as opposing teams. I think Alyssa Thomas plays better tonight. And Dewana Bonner, I just saw, even though she has not been good lately, but she is now listed as probable for this game, which will extend their rotation a little bit. So give me Phoenix, New York in this second of back to backs over the full game total of 170.5.
Right, good stuff for Vino. For myself, you know what? I did have a package up, but I have to take it down because the line has gone down so much. I do still think it's going to cash, but I have to take it down. So I will still leave it. You can get 165.5 is the best number I see out there right now. Sparks, Mystics under. Again, mine will be graded at 169.5. But I still think, the current number is good to go. So that's what I'll leave for the best bet. And I'll remind you guys that I do have a 5% for game 7 for tomorrow in association. Vino, always appreciate you taking the time to cap these games with me. Always helps my process. And I know we help everybody else out there as well. Chat, we appreciate you guys pulling up and what you bring too. Best of luck over the weekend. We shall be back on. I'm not sure if there's WNBA games on Monday, but if there are, then we'll be back on Monday. If they're not, we'll be back on Tuesday, and we'll catch you guys then.